Let's start with we had a series of hearings this week, which I think really the one thing that I learned from these hearings is that there's some real crazy people, both who testify and apparently hold these hearings in this country. Shall we start from the beginning of the week? We had the gun control hearings.
That is correct. I mean, it's true. This was just a week for fun hearings, wasn't it? Yeah. I mean, we had the gun control hearings. I'm trying to think what was the highlight because there was so much good stuff.
Well, first off, we should say that Gabby Giffords gave an incredibly moving, incredibly brief, but incredibly moving testimony just by basically showing up and, putting herself out there in that respect, which I thought was really impressive.
Yeah. I mean, one can only sort of imagine what that must, how difficult that must be for her, and the courage it takes to do that. And so, I mean, she was amazing, and she was. You noticed that when she was testifying, Wayne LaPierre was hiding a few rows back, trying to not be caught by the cameras, because there's no way he wants to be caught in the same camera frame with Gabby Giffords. It was almost like he was ducking out left and right. It was rather pathetic. And then, of course, he came up and he showed what a mentally insane person looks like, someone who actually couldn't pass a background check, so probably doesn't want them on all people. And, I mean, he's no different than he's been in either of his other times lately, media turns, let's call them, responding to the president's inauguration and their so-called press conference. He sat there and said things that didn't make sense, made up stats that don't exist. He even had to apologize at one point because he was caught lying about a stat when he said that only like 642 prosecutions had been done based on people trying to buy guns who couldn't. And the real number is like 11,000 something. He'd been taking the number just from the city of Chicago. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, Dick Durbin, of course, knew what he was doing. But I mean, he's a flat out sociopathic liar who will say anything and do anything. I mean, that this guy has a voice in our debate. This clown is such a joke, and it kind of puts everything into perspective who the NRA is.
What's interesting is that the video, I guess, was uncovered by that dude at BuzzFeed, who is it seems to be exceptionally good at uncovering old video of Wayne LaPierre endorsing basically background checks at gun shows.
That's right. He used to support it in '99, just the way the NRA used to say that gun-free zones were a good thing, and now that's their big thing about how all the killings take place in gun-free zones. Although people should know that survey research will tell you that no more than a third of them do. So the fact that they're trying to pretend that these guys are sitting there, these people that have lost their minds, who get guns and shouldn't get them, are sitting there and rationally saying, "I think I'm going to go shoot up that school because it's a gun-free zone, and there probably won't be anybody there who can shoot back." Not true. That's another lie that they perpetrate, and it's another flip-flop from where they used to be. And I think they have just done what most elements of the Republican base have done, which was in the 1990s they were already crazy and militia happy, and then a copy of their National Rifleman, whatever it is, magazine was found in Timothy McVeigh's car when they caught him after he blew up the building and in Oklahoma City, and they sort of had to tone down on a couple of things because finally people were kind of coming after them. And there was sort of a moderate wing still of the Republican Party back then. George H.W. Bush famously resigned from the organization when LaPierre called ATF agents jackbooted thugs and literally sort of insulted the memory of some of the people that were in the ATF and other organizations, I think maybe the FBI, who had died that day in Oklahoma City, who were friends of George Herbert Walker Bush's. So there used to be sort of that wing that would do things like that. Now I
You there? Oh, we dropped him? All right, we'll be right back, folks. Give us 1 second.
Who's been threatened, and had racial animus come his way. I didn't see LaPierre or anybody else back off, and I didn't see anybody else, out there quit the organization over it because, again, so they've moved to the right. They've gotten crazier, and there's no doubt about that. But it just the whole thing. It's sort of surreal. You've got David Keene, their president, sitting there in the audience, and I think he also testified at some point. I didn't catch his. This is a guy whose son went to prison for shooting randomly at another driver in a case of road rage. But
that's just because he knew that people didn't have guns in their cars.
I'm sorry?
That's just because he knew that other people didn't have guns in their cars. That's when he decided to do that, right?
That's exactly right. He knew that cars often are gun-free zones. So he figured he could just start shooting. That's a great point. The whole thing, it's like, they just gave out an award to the lieutenant governor. He's their new guy. Ted Cruz, by the way, was the guy they gave their Freedom Award to last year. We'll get to him in a second. They just gave it to the lieutenant governor or the guy running for lieutenant governor, I guess, of Virginia coming up because they want to give him a boost in that election. And they name it after Harlan Carter, which is the guy who founded the modern NRA after they had their little putsch, in 1977 and the hardliners took over. Came out, of course, of that guy Harlan Carter in the early 90s. It came out, or maybe in the maybe it was in the 80s, that he had been one of the first known cases of standing your ground. When his mom complained that back home in Oklahoma there were some Hispanic kids hanging out in the neighborhood she didn't like, so he went and he told one of them to come with him. When the guy refused, he shot him and killed him, and was convicted of murder in a court, and it just got overturned in a technicality. That's who led the modern NRA to where it is. So, this is what you've got. And I guess the final point that would be worth bringing up is that crazy lady, Gail Trotter.